Hello there, English speakers, and happy Popcorn Day if you're in USA, or happy National Popcorn Day for some reason. It's not the International Popcorn Day, maybe, but yeah, keep those ready for today, and we'll talk a little bit about some small tips and sauerkraut and some repetitions maybe. But we'll start by taking a big deep breath. So thank you a lot for my first PayPal donation. I'm forever grateful because right now it's in the upstart and it's just hard. I will remember you forever when I get bigger. I talk more about my growth a little bit later because it might be interesting for you. But thank you for the donation. I made some sauerkraut, or I started to make it. It will take a few weeks. So I used red cabbage because it contains those flavorids that are good for you, according to sayings or some science stuff. You see how closely I have studied that thing, but it's also red, so it looks better. Why not? I put some bay leaf and some cloves for smells a little bit like Christmas sauerkraut then, and some allspice. And then of course I used Himalayan salt. It's apparently very important to not use iodine in the salt, which I have never heard of. The yeast doesn't seem to mind if there is some iodine, but maybe the bacteria mind. So luckily I had bought some Himalayan salt, and it's also pretty with its nice color, and as I've talked a lot about, it contains those trace minerals. 3% of the salt is not pure salt, but other stuff, which is stuff that you generally need in your body. And the good thing about Himalayan salt compared to sea salt is that sea salt contains a lot of crap that we have put out in the oceans, but the sea salt from Himalaya is very old and doesn't contain any nuclear stuff. So we'll see what's happened. I put it in cans and then I put glass on top so that it's locked, but it can leak out because, you know, it will bubble and stuff. We'll see how that goes. And then I'll get back to this Sucharit Bhakdi, the German former doctor who have been outspoken against lockdowns and so on. And I've linked to him before yesterday, and he goes through the vaccine studies. So they have thousands of people, 10,000 people or 20,000 people that get the vaccine and that get a fake vaccine. That's another safe vaccine that also gives some reaction. So no one knows if they got which vaccine they got. But what happens? These are young healthy people who gets this, and then some of them will get a positive PCR test, and then they make conclusions from this. So nowhere is it, first of all, we don't know if it's safe for elderly and sick, so we don't know that, and we don't know if the vaccine can protect people who have weak immune systems. So maybe if you have a weak immune system, your body will not react to the vaccine either, and it will give no protection. Maybe. We don't know, because the studies are not made to do that. You have to vaccinate elderly people and see what happens. We have seen what's happened. A lot of them have been dying, and here and there they are stopping the trials. I would strongly suggest that you don't take any vaccine, especially not now, but maybe if we see that this is working in the summer. The thing is, if you take the vaccine now, it will, according to the vaccine pushers, the vaccine will not be effective until after 6 weeks or something like that. So you will be passing through the biggest part of the winter epidemic or winter wave while being extra vulnerable because you have taken the first one, and a lot of people do get sick during this time, and that's according to the vaccine companies. So if you want to take this vaccine, make sure you have a lot of vitamin D, and the good idea is to take it later when there is not so much viruses flowing around. And also I linked again to Dr. Lee Merrit and how she speaks about how bad doctors are about knowing stuff about viruses and antiviral treatments and so on. Here in Sweden, yet another article about vitamin D, so doctors are at least talking a little bit about it. And good news for European Union. The Swedish Center Party, also known as the pedo party, because they have a lot of relationships with convicted pedophiles that likes to rape little children. So now they have federally was sitting in the European Parliament, and he had to resign. And now this Emma Wiesner has replaced him. The interesting thing about her, even though I despise her party, but she is an educated civil engineer in transmission, so electrical transmissions and power grids and so on. And she will of course work with that in the European Union, and you can push through a lot of things there because, you know, most of the politicians there are complete morons, and if someone seems like they know what they are talking about, they will just buy that shit. And even if she is corrupt and is working for her former companies that she worked for and will build way too much power lines across Europe than we need, I still think it's good. If we overinvest in a very good grid, it's good for Europe, good for the economy, and good for everything. So very much good luck to her. And of course she's way better to have than this pedophile friend that she's replacing. So a step in the right direction. So about social media, Minds is going really well for me. So if you watch my stuff there, or you just go in there and click like on my posts, I get money, not, you know, money as in something I can buy vitamins for, but I get money that I can use to promote my content on Minds and get more and more people like you. So then I can also get more and better tips. I get so many tips from my people. I'm not owning you in any way, but getting the connections, and then I can sort out what actually is important much easier, because you are much smarter than other people, so you can know what other people might need to know. BitChute is also going pretty well. I think I maybe have 15% of my views on BitChute. The problem there is still sometimes my videos are not processed, or it takes way too long. I want my videos to be processed, well, right away, like Minds and like YouTube do, and Rumble. Rumble does take some time sometimes. Yeah, it takes too long time to process and upload to storage, or what it's bubbling about. So if I have a long video, it will take some time before it comes up on Rumble, unfortunately. I did a nice description here about Twitter. It is like mixed martial art and chess. So you're running around and kicking people, and then you're trying to do strategy, and you're also getting a lot of interesting information on Twitter, but it's brutal out there. And Facebook is more like a horror movie, so you know that you shouldn't open that door. You should not open that door, and you can hear the audience is screaming, "Don't open that door! Don't open! No, don't open the door!" And then you have to open the door. Come on! And you open the door, and there's nothing there, and then you get stabbed in your back. So that's Facebook. Good description of that. But I can't describe Gab, which is bad for Gab. I just don't know how to do it, or what to expect from it, or anything like that. It's not really like Twitter, so maybe we need to have a visual view on what Gab actually is. I'm not using it that much yet, so that's one reason why I can't describe it in a story. And with that, sorry all your English speakers, I will go live in Swedish tonight, and I will see you in live on Sunday as usual. But you can have a look at the videos I linked to down below about the vaccines and the COVID hysteria. It's insane how they have overblown this pandemic, especially. I mean, it's a serious thing, but stopping the spread, that's just stupid. We have to stop people getting severely ill and die. That should be the focus of everything. And now we focus on trying to climb over this tree, and you don't get to watch that.